When you think of Steven Spielberg's career, Schindler's List often stands apart not just as a film, but as a haunting piece of history brought to life on screen. Released in 1993, the movie tells the true story of Oskar Schindler, a German industrialist who saved over 1,000 Jews during the Holocaust by employing them in his factories. It won 7 Academy Awards and is widely considered one of the most powerful films ever made. But behind its unforgettable scenes and emotional performances are strange and fascinating stories that most people have never heard. From behind-the-scenes struggles to real-life survivor visits, here are 10 weird and unexpected facts you didn't know about Schindler's List. 1. Spielberg tried to give it away. Believe it or not, Spielberg initially didn't want to direct the film. He felt too emotionally unprepared and even offered the project to major directors like Roman Polanski, Martin Scorsese, and Sidney Lumet. When they all declined, he reluctantly took the helm himself, and ended up creating one of the most powerful films in cinema history. 2. Polanski refused for deeply personal reasons. Roman Polanski, a Holocaust survivor himself, turned down the offer because the story hit too close to home. He had lost his mother in the camps and had lived through the trauma as a child. Ironically, he would go on to direct The Pianist, 2002, another Holocaust film that earned him the Oscar for Best Director. 3. It was filmed in black and white like a documentary. Spielberg deliberately chose to shoot the movie in black and white to reflect the era and mimic documentary footage from World War II. He said the color palette helped strip away any sense of Hollywood and forced audiences to focus on the brutal reality of what they were seeing. 4. The girl in the red coat was real. One of the film's most striking visuals is a little girl in a red coat walking through the chaos, the only color in the film. That character was inspired by an actual story told by Holocaust survivors who recalled seeing a small child in a bright coat during a Nazi roundup. Her presence was Spielberg's way of signaling the world's failure to act sooner. 5. Cast and crew watched Seinfeld to cope. The subject matter was so intense that Spielberg had raw emotional breakdowns during filming. To keep spirits up, the cast and crew would gather each night to watch Seinfeld episodes. Spielberg even had tapes of the sitcom shipped to the set for this reason. 6. Spielberg refused to accept a paycheck. Spielberg considered Schindler's List a deeply personal and historical mission, not a commercial film. Out of respect for the Holocaust victims and survivors, he refused any salary or profits from the film. Instead, he used the proceeds to create the show A Foundation, which archives survivor testimonies. 7. Liam Neeson was a surprising pick. Before Liam Neeson was cast as Oskar Schindler, several high-profile actors were considered, including Kevin Costner and Warren Beatty. But Spielberg was moved by Neeson's quiet charisma and emotional range, a gamble that paid off with a now legendary performance. 8. Holocaust survivors visited the set. Real-life survivors known as Schindlerjuden, Schindler's Jews, visited the set during filming. Their presence made the experience even more emotional for the cast and crew. Some were even extras in the movie, helping recreate scenes with heartbreaking authenticity. 9. Filming was done near real death camps. Much of the film was shot on location in Poland, and although Spielberg did not film inside Auschwitz out of respect, many scenes were filmed just outside actual camps. The proximity made the experience chillingly real for many actors. 10. Spielberg called it the hardest film he ever made. Despite a career full of blockbusters and complex films, Spielberg has said Schindler's List was the most difficult and emotionally exhausting project of his life. He would often break down in tears between takes, and for years after completing it, he couldn't bring himself to watch the final version. Final thoughts: Schindler's List is not just a movie, it's a deeply human, unforgettable reminder of one of history's darkest times. These behind-the-scenes stories reveal just how much care, pain, and emotional truth went into its making. It's a film that didn't just change cinema, it changed hearts.